from, Takshaka. Now, Gopkral, our scientists, our archaeologists, they say Gopkral because of this place. Gop, because there was a cave. Is not it a Kashmiri word? Why we attribute this then to, Siti Kantha? First, we should also classify which Siti Kantha, because there are two Siti Kanthas. There is a Siti Kantha which is mentioned in Kashmiri. There is one who is a Keralite, and there is one who is a Kashmiri. So these words Yakshaka, now in Sanskrit we say, in Kashmiri we say Yach. And this is also, ancient term in fact in our language. We also say, Neelanag, for example, we say today also Neelanag, Kongam Nag, Konsar Nag, Pathar, which I was telling you, it's now named as a feminine, but it is a masculine basically. Likewise, this language developed over a long period of time. This language was major transformation began to take place when Aryans entered with Aramaic and Sanskrit. Major chunk of Aryans went to India because they were attracted by agrarian economy, agriculture. Besides, they were also attracted by, the frame of state, early state. You see, any state cannot grow without concept of territoriality, up to which place my borders are. If you look at Neelana's state, he also says that Sadangula is protecting us from the so and so border from southern direction in Nilmatpura. And state cannot also exist without bureaucracy. I am not talking of modern bureaucracy, I am talking of those 7 and 8 officials who were working in ancient times, much before Chanakya also. State cannot exist without legitimacy. There is a beautiful literature on ancient societies, which I have also contributed a bit in that process by writing that book on ancient Kashmir, state in medieval Kashmir, how state formations emerged and how cultures changed from time to time. And then material culture. We are talking of culture as a homogeneous category. Culture is not a homogeneous category. There is a dominant culture, there is a subordinate culture, there is a popular culture, there is a different, elite culture. Culture has different variants, and see how this culture has interacted. If you look at Begsa was talking about the Mughals, it has happened in ancient times also that the servant cleans the king's room and makes her bedding. But if the servant's son or daughter comes playing into that compound, he has to be punished. The servant has to be punished because he is bringing in different culture altogether. I have the habit of giving you anecdote which would be very relevant to Beg Sahib. Not Beg Sahib as a historian only, because Beg are all Mughals, descendants of Mughals. That's why it would be relevant. Because he talked about, just excuse me for that, when Bairam Khan came with a barber to Dastar Khan for having lunch, along with Humayun came Sher Shah Suri Farid as a small child to eat food there. Bairam Khan told Babar that remove this boy. Don't allow him to come here. He said, "Bhai, अरे बच्चों के साथ आया है खाना खाने, कोई बात नहीं, खाना खा के जाएगा." This is a different story altogether. He said, "No. Ask Bairam Khan to be out, because a day will come soon. Let him grow. You will see इसकी पेशानी दिखाती है. He will knock the bottom of Mughals." He did not listen to him. But when 1543 came, Bairam Khan was proved true. मेरे पास entire किताब है बैरम खान की poetry, जिसमें सारा लिखा हुआ है. Shakil Sahib would allow me. Today I have decided that I deserve your patience. So these words, and ultimately he was proved, because Humayun was thrown out and he wept in Lahore Darbar. Sher Shah Suri and Rajputs came together and he threw. So my point is that you go back to, this ancient Kashmir. We have waves of migration, which is listed in many documents in Aryan documentation also. There are lots of histories, and even Indian documentation also. If you see Nilmat Puran refers to Tarkshaya. He says Nilmat Puran clearly refers how people are coming, staying here, and because of the threat of snow and cold winter, they are going back. And once Aryan waves came, we had before that Buddhism. Buddhism also intruded. Alexander's invasion later. When Buddhism intruded into India, let me tell you one interesting thing. When we had dateless past, there was nothing posed to oppose. This genre was not there in dateless past at all, because everything was supposed to be posed. Because everything was attributed to supernatural. Posed to oppose came only after the introduction of Buddhism in the world, particularly India, Central Asia, Persia, other places. Both the words are posed the opposites. This also came only with the introduction of Buddhism in the world. Then we have a trading relationship, cultural relationship in this valley, but trade relationship with Iran. Not only in medieval period, right from ancient times we have gone to millions of people have gone across and millions of people have come. So many of them. Every year they would migrate, pass on, go forward, but they would also leave their impressions here, which got into our language. Today we say Sitsan. What does Sitsan mean? You see, Sitsan was available to us. If you have looked yesterday very carefully about those slides which Abdul Rashid was showing, this is Sitsan made of bone. And this Sitsan word was, Sanskrit word was influenced, it became Sozan by Persians. And then we continued later version. Like if you go after 100 years, we may say Mushkiltis, we will not say Mushkilat. We will carry forward this word forward. That's how in language from time to time these words have intruded, they have been adopted, they have been cultured, they have been assimilated. We also need to know the other process in formation of language is there is a confrontation. There is a cooperation, and then there is assimilation, which Vivekananda also says that there is first opposition, there is ridicule, then there is acceptance. The same thing happens to language also. We may not adopt those words, they may look us because we associate them with the religion. We associate them with religiosity of different. But no, these concepts of associating things with religion only started is a post-colonial phenomenon. In post-colonial phenomenon, we say, we all Christians, we all Hindus, we all Muslims. Before that, it was not there. This is the disaster of modernity, I would tell you. It was not there at all. So, let us move forward. My other important point is that in this Kashmiri language, which was thousands of years old, but since there was interaction with people, nobody bothered because we did not write other histories. We did not write about technology. You see, why water has to be watered, water crop throughout the year, and why maize has not to be done. No scientist has, replied this answer unless a historian came up with the version why it has to be done. We have not answered those questions like why do the baby frogs disappear after the rice plant grows up? Because they mutate energy into the plant. Once the job is done, they disappear. Likewise, we find that this linguistic aura has been there. Language has not developed in one day. It has developed over a period of time. We have the word, if you look at malham which we rub, go to all parts of Central Asia, it is malham. Go to Arab world, all the countries, it is malham. But go to Indian mainland, it may have some other Sanskritic word for it. Because Kashmiris were, only thing was that they were little intelligent, because our Nagas, our post-Naga Proto-Shaivites and Buddhists of Kashmir, they did not accept everything that was Vedic. This is a misnomer among the Kashmiri Pandit also, that we are Vedicized. No. Study scriptures, study Tantric literature, study Shaivite literature, study everything. We were never Vedicized fully. Fire inclusion of fire in puja was much before coming up with these also. But instead what we did, our women folk, if you look at, for example, the tantric culture, Keyuravati, Madanika, they are far more important gurus than Abhinav Gupta. They have significantly contributed. But once the Aryans came, the women were subordinated. Our puja had to be redefined. Some of my people will certainly bear me out. There's a puja we call Indrakhi. Many Pandits would read it early morning, Indrakhi Namsa Devi Devta Samudaharta, and there's a line that was inserted into it. When women were subordinated, Gaurisha Kambari Devi, Gauri, yes, and when the puja goes on, there is Shankrir Dashirirani, the Parvati is again subjected, the women are subjected into, that Shiva is superior because they were basically patrilineal Aryans. And they subjected women. From then onwards, we find that women began to be subjected. Until then, they were very powerful in society and so on. So therefore, it also began to impact language. Otherwise, and then when you look at from Lal Ded onwards, Lal Ded only tossed this for public that when she spoke out of frustration, protest, then people began to note down that these are the Kashmiri language. Then onwards we have Lal Ded, Sheikh Nuruddin, mystic poets. I am repeatedly telling, I was telling it somebody outside also, that mystic poets from time to time, they enriched our vocabulary, they enriched the language. Regarding the rishis also in this language part, I would say, how far we are going back to trace the rishis. All the scholars here, they are going back only to medieval times? No. The concept of rishi goes back to Buddhism. The Buddhist monks, read the book Golden Age of Persia by Henry N. Frey. Look at the researches, he is dead now, maybe 50, 70, 100 years back. But look at these researches and look at the Central Asian literature if you have to understand this language. But when these mystics, religiously, mystically, spiritually enriched, we began to develop a kind of discipline for our alphabets. Has any poet in the world said a line like that? I would really recite here. Zar zajnas zar kota zar naichas mai. Bara ezehem bar maras bar kota go. Nowhere in the world there is such an expression in literature. Where you use zar 3 times in a tense, one sentence, and bar 3 times, with the same spelling, it does not change. Bar is a small baby goat or sheep. Bar is also a bar. Bar is also that I am feeling sick. Sick in the sense, sick not the sickness, why sickness, you see, in Kashmiri. Sickness because I am missing somebody. Be it God, be it child, be it mother, be it anybody else. Look at these expressions, and these expressions are not today's, they are not 19th centuries, they are very, very ancient, much before. Those of you who want to study, please look into literature again and look at Sanskrit and see how many times Kashmiri terms are being used much before 9th century by these Sanskritists. We always, just pounce on it and say Shaivism. It's not, it's Tantricism. Abhinav Gupta himself says in Tantrok that there is not a single Shaivite here. I would love to find one. Because Tantra, magic and animism, that significantly contributed to it. Later it was, when Aryans were not so successful in political domination, other things, because they did a lot of damage and good things also, both, as anybody does it to society and so on. When they were not successful, we began to discipline this language over a period of time. So language has been born very early, because today again Shakil Saab does as much injustice with me as Rahil Rashid has done yesterday. But I would love that there should be debate, discussion, questions that enriches our experience. Thank you all.